Hello guys, my name is Prince and this is Math Center. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Post your comments and questions on my social media handles and I'll respond to it. We are on the topic fractions and this is the second video on fractions. In the previous video, we learned some basic definitions about fractions and we looked at some types of fractions. We also considered how to change mixed fractions to improper fractions and improper fractions to mixed fractions or mixed numbers. In this video, we are going to learn how to add and subtract fractions. So let's begin with. We are being told to evaluate the following and we have been given some fractions to add and subtract. Now, let's pick some examples and see how this is done. So you solve each one of these questions. So let's begin with the first one. We are being told to add 1/2 to 2/5. Now, whenever you have a fraction like this, the first thing that you have to do is to find the least common multiple of the denominators. Now, this is what we mean. You find the least common multiple of the denominators. The denominators here are 2 and 5. So you find the LCM of 2 and 5, the least common multiple. You know that if you are finding the least common multiple of 2 and 5, you are going to get 10. So you list the multiples of 2 and the multiples of 5, then you find the least one among them. Whenever you are having a problem finding the LCM, don't worry. Multiply the denominators and use it as the LCM. After the whole thing, you simplify. So here multiply 2 by 5 and use it as the LCM. So 2 times 5 will give us 10. Use it, then after you finish the whole thing, then you simplify. So from here, we find the LCM of 2 and 5, you got 10. Now, you divide 2 by 10. You know that you divide 10 by 2, sorry. So you take 10, which is the LCM, you divide it by the denominator here, which is 2. So 10 divided by 2 will give us 5. You multiply that by the numerator here, which is 1. So we are going to have 10 divided by 2, which is 5, then times the numerator, 1. You put that in one bracket. Then we already have the addition sign here, so you bring that addition sign here. Then you move on to this part. You take 10, you divide it by the denominator here, which is 5. So 10 divided by 5 will give us 2. You multiply that by the numerator here, which is 2. So you are going to have 2 times 2. You also put that in one bracket. Then you move on. You know that 5 times 1 will give us 5. We already have the addition sign there, so plus. 2 times 2 will give us 4 divided by 10. Then 5 plus 4 will give us 9 divided by 10. So you see we have our answer here in the simplest form. So you move on. Now this is an example of a proper fraction because the numerator is less than the denominator. Let's move on to the next example. This time we are having 3 different terms. So we have 3/4 plus 7/8 plus 1/2. Once again, then first thing that you have to do is to find the least common multiple of the denominators. So we have the denominators to be 4, 8 and 2. If you list the multiples of 4, 8 and 2, you see that the least one, which is common, the multiples common among them, the least one will be 8. As I said, if you are finding it difficult to find the LCM, multiply the denominators together. So multiply 4 by 8 by 2 and use it as the LCM. Then you simplify afterwards. But if you're able to find the LCM of it, your answer that you get will be in the simplest form. That is why it is always easier to find the LCM. But if you are finding problem, just multiply the denominators and follow the same principle that we have. After that, you simplify your final answer. So here our LCM is 8. So we are going to begin as we did for the previous example. 8 divided by 4 will give us 2. Then you multiply that by 3. So you are going to have 2 times 3 or 3 times 2. You already have the addition sign here, so plus. Now 8 divided by 8 will give us 1. You multiply that by the numerator here, which is 7. So we are going to have 1 times 7. Then plus 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. You multiply your answer by 1, which is the numerator here, so 4 times 1. So this is how it's done. 8 divided by 4 will give us 2. You multiply your answer by the numerator, so 8 times 2. 8 times 3. Sorry, 8 divided by 4 will give us 2. You multiply your that by the numerator here, which is 3. So you're going to have 3 times 2 or 2 times 3. You bring the addition sign. 8 divided by 8 will give us 1. You multiply that by the numerator, which is 7. So 7 times 1. Then plus 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. You multiply that by the numerator, which is 1. So 4 times 1. Now 3 times 2 will give us 6. 7 times 1 will give us 7. 4 times 1 will give us 4. So we have 6 plus 7 plus 4 will give us 17. You divide that by 8. Now you can see that we have an improper fraction here. So because we have an improper fraction here, we must represent our final answer in a mixed number or mixed fraction. So you convert 17 divided by 8 into mixed number or mixed fraction. Just as we learned in the previous video, if you are converting 17 divided by 8 into mixed fraction, you are going to have 2 whole number 1 divided by 8. If you want to understand how to do this, watch the previous video and you will get it. We move on to the third example. We have 1 whole number 5 over 6 plus 3 whole number 7 over 8. Now you can see clearly from here that we have some mixed numbers or mixed fraction. To begin the whole addition process, the first thing that you have to do is to convert these mixed numbers to improper fractions. So that is what we are going to do. You know, in the previous video, we learned how to convert mixed numbers or mixed fractions to improper fractions. So if you convert 1 whole number 5 over 6 to improper fraction, you get 11 over 6. You bring your addition sign. You convert 3 whole number 7 over 8 to improper fraction, you get 31 divided by 8 or 31 over 8. Once again, if you want to learn how this conversion is done, watch the previous video or the first video on fractions and you get this into details. Now let's move on. We have them in improper fractions. So you find the LCM. The LCM of 6 and 8 is 24. Once again, as I said, if you are finding it difficult to find the LCM, multiply 6 and 8. Sorry, here the LCM of 6 and 8 is 24. If you are finding it difficult to find the LCM, just multiply 6 by 8 and use that as the LCM. Then you simplify your final answer. So we begin the whole process. 24 divided by 6 will give us 4. We multiply 4 by the numerator here, which is 11. Then plus 24 divided by 8 will give us 3. We multiply 3 by the numerator here, which is 31. We know that 4 times 11 will give us 44. 3 times 31 will give us 93. Divided by 24. 44 plus 93 will give us 137. We divide that by 24. Now we can also see from here that this is an example of an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So we convert our answer to a mixed number. If you convert 137 divided by 24 into mixed number or mixed fraction, you are going to have 5 whole number 17 over 24. If you watch the previous video, you will understand how this conversion was done. We have 3 over 4 minus 1 over 3. So you are going to find the LCM of 4 and 3. We know that the LCM of 4 and 3 is 12. So 12 divided by 4 will give us 3. You multiply that by the numerator here, which is 3. So you're going to have 3 times 3. Now this time here is negative, so minus 12 divided by 3 will give us 4. Then times the numerator here, which is 1. So 4 times 1 into another bracket. We know that 9 minus, we are going to have 3 times 3 will give us 9. Then minus 4 times 1 will give us 4. So you are going to have 9 minus 4, which is 5, divided by 12. Now this is a proper fraction, so we will leave our answer like that. Let's pick the final example. We have 5 whole number 1 over 3 minus 1 whole number 11 over 12. So once again, we will convert these to improper fraction. Now, if you are converting 5 whole number 1 over 3 to improper fraction, you have 16 divided by 3, because 3 times 5 will give us 15. You add that to 1, you get 16 divided by 3. If you convert 1 whole number 11 over 12 to improper fraction, you are going to have 23 divided by 12, because 12 times 1 will give us 12. 12 plus 11 will give us 23 divided by 12. So you find the LCM of 3 and 12, which is 12. So we are going to have 12 divided by 3, that will be 4. You multiply that by the numerator here, which is 16, so 4 times 16. Then you bring your negative sign. Then when you come here, you have 12 divided by 12, which is 1. You multiply that by the numerator, which is 23. So you have 4 times 16 will give us 64, minus 1 times 23 will give us 23, divided by 12. We have 64 minus 23 to give us 41, divided by 12. This is an improper fraction, so we will convert this to a mixed number, which is 3 whole number 5 over 12. Thank you for watching this video. Pick more examples on addition and subtraction of fractions and follow the same principles that we used in this video. See you in the next video, where we will learn how to multiply and divide fractions. Bye bye.